Governor Greg Abbott stopped by Corpus Christi yesterday. More arrests have been made as a South Texas city is under a financial investigation, and Corpus Christi officials want to pause requirements for water flowing into Nueces Bay. This is South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Thank you for joining me on this Friday, August 14th. Governor Greg Abbott stopped by Corpus Christi yesterday to discuss technology in the education field. He was at Del Mar College to present his priorities to limit use of electronic devices in classrooms during a news conference and roundtable discussion with area educators on Thursday.
Technology should only be used for specific lessons and specific assessments, not as a substitute for teachers or other proven methods of learning.
That audio was courtesy of Chris 6 News. Abbott also highlighted the teacher incentive allotment, which rewards high-performing teachers and lobbies for higher salaries. The governor was joined by state representatives Denise Villalobos and Todd Hunter during the event, which follows a year after state lawmakers pressed schools to ban students' personal cell phones during the school day. Texas is currently ranked 34th in the United States in education. The Corpus Christi Caller-Times reports that City of Corpus Christi officials want to temporarily pause requirements for water to flow into the Nueces Bay. They hope that state officials will grant an emergency suspension of those rules for either 6 months or until combined capacity of Lake Corpus Christi and Choke Canyon reservoirs reaches 50%, whichever comes first. That's according to documentation filed with the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. Today, the Texas Water Development Board reports that Lake Corpus Christi is at 91.7% capacity, while Choke Canyon Reservoir is at 24.4% capacity. 25 News Now reports that Victoria County Judge Ben Zeller filed a proposed 2027 annual county budget with the county clerk's office. The proposed budget is over $61 million in the general fund and $92 million across all county funds. That includes a tax rate increase for property owners and is above the no new revenue tax rate. Public budget hearings are expected for next month. In Refugio, 5 current and former city officials have been indicted on felony charges following a Texas Rangers investigation. The Texas Department of Public Safety confirmed that current Mayor Wanda Dukes, City Secretary Callie Schreckengost, Mayor Pro Tem Lala Vasquez, and former city council members Michael Rocha and Frank Hosey were arrested this week. According to DPS, Dukes and Schreckengost were each indicted on a first-degree felony of misapplication of fiduciary property involving $300,000 or more. The other 3 officials were each indicted on a third-degree felony charge of abuse of official capacity involving between $30,000 and $150,000. All 5 officials have turned themselves in to the county jail. Debates between political candidates are becoming less and less common. Still, in Texas, the state's Democratic candidate for U.S. Senate, James Talarico, had accepted invitations to do 3 debates before facing Republican candidate Ken Paxton this fall. But this week, one of those was canceled after Paxton, who's currently the Texas Attorney General, didn't agree to terms proposed by host Hearst, NBC, and Telemundo. The Texas Newsroom's Blaze Gainey has the latest.
There's no doubt a debate between Talarico and Paxton would draw a lot of attention. Their U.S. Senate race in Texas is hotly contested in one of the most talked about midterm election matchups in the nation. Recent polls show Talarico with a slight advantage over Paxton, which has surprised many given Republicans' long control over Texas, which hasn't elected a Democrat statewide in more than 30 years. The media outlet sponsoring the debate, which would have been in September, set a Wednesday deadline to RSVP, but the day passed without a commitment from Ken Paxton. In response, Talarico released a statement Thursday criticizing his Republican opponent and urging him to debate. Paxton's campaign said the candidate will, but likely just once, with a single media outlet. I'm Blaze Gainey in Austin.
A Texas state senator is urging President Trump to approve a federal disaster declaration for Kerr County following severe flooding last month. Texas Public Radio's Maria Navarro has more.
State Senator Pete Flores, whose district encompasses much of the Hill Country, says recent flood damage has placed financial burdens on the local government as it works to also recover from last year's July 4th flood. Kerrville officials last week said the damage from last month's flooding may reach $60 million, with more than 800 homes within the city reported damaged, destroyed, or affected. Flores says timely authorization of public assistance will allow affected counties to remove debris, restore critical infrastructure, and begin long-term recovery without delay. I'm Maria Navarro in San Antonio.
A San Antonio woman with multiple disabilities had the opportunity to test drive a smart, self-driving personal mobility vehicle. Texas Public Radio's Jackie Velez has more.
Assistive devices provide aid for individuals living with disabilities. San Antonian Heather Albright is one of those people who needs assistance in her daily life. Albright is deaf-blind and has multiple sclerosis, and she craves to live with as much independence as possible. Albright is considered one of the first individuals in Texas with multiple disabilities to demonstrate the Strut EV-1, a mobility vehicle that is voice-activated.
I can only handle one operation at a time.
And can manage a variety of terrains. Albright learned of the Strut EV-1 after attending the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas.
They were showing the motorized chair and how this blind person got into the chair and scared everybody, but he was actually able to run around the conference in January.
Strut Business Director Jason Meng said the Strut EV-1 is not a power wheelchair.
EV means everyday vehicle. One means generation 1 because it's our first model to the market. So we want to use this everyday vehicle to help people make safer and effortless driving comparing to a lot of other options, conventional chairs.
Meng says the EV-1 is equipped with a variety of sensors that can map a user's surroundings.
So when we put the vehicle onto the assisting driving mode, we call it the co-pilot mode. Co-pilot means the vehicle is gonna assist people's driving. For instance, when the vehicle is getting close to some obstacle, the vehicle will gonna stop automatically by itself to avoid any collision.
Albright was able to map the inside of her apartment to the EV-1 and took it for a test drive outside the complex. She says it still had some limitations for the visually impaired.
I think it's a great concept. It's just that needs accessibility issues, like there's no screen overlay on the screen. So if you're blind, you can't feel the button to tell to do something, to tell it where to go. So you can just name your chair like EV-1, go to office, and it just goes.
The Strut EV-1 was launched globally at CES this year, where it won the Best of Innovation Award in the Vehicle Technology and Advanced Mobility category. I'm Jackie Velez in San Antonio.
And in sports, Boerne's Little League team, called Texas West, is heading to Williamsport, Pennsylvania to compete for a national championship. Texas Public Radio's Jack Morgan was there for their last practice before they flew out early Friday.
It's Boerne's second trip to Williamsport in 3 years, but Coach Greg Yost says for these players, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
It's a lot for 12-year-olds to manage, but they've done a great job with it, so I'm really proud of them.
Player Case Yarbrough says he's feeling good about their chances because they've done the work it takes to become champions.
I was just thinking, man, Southwest, Boerne, I've always wanted to be here. I've been working so hard. Me and this team, I'm honored, just so honored.
Boerne's team needs to win 4 games to become world champions. The Little League World Series begins Wednesday with Boerne playing its first game on Friday. You can watch the tournament on ESPN and ABC. I'm Jack Morgan in Boerne.
And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Your community arts calendar and more is on the way.